guys, and welcome to the Get Life podcast. You're like, whoa, Bish, what the hell's going on? We've got an episode last week and we got an episode the week before. What the hell is this? We're doing weekly episodes on GALP now, which is very exciting for us because we obviously have a little bit more time, but we're going to try our best to do more episodes for you guys in a timely manner. And yeah, today we got Jakob.
Hi guys.
Yeah, Jakob hasn't been on for a while actually, but it's going to be cool. We're going to talk about Animal Crossing, but before we do that, I just want to thank our 3 sponsors today. And I said 3 because there is a new sponsor that's being added to the podcast. So as always, we've got Japan Crate. If you go to www.getlifepodcast.com/Japan Crate, use the code GALP at checkout for $3 off your next Japan Crate. And then we also got Crunchyroll for 14 days Crunchyroll premium service. Go to crunchyroll.com/kunai. And finally, the one that I really want to announce and one I'm really excited about is J-List. So if you go to www.getlifepodcast.com/J-List and you use the code GALP, you get yourself 5% off anything you want in the site. That's including pre-orders, everything. So big thanks to our sponsors. Big thanks also to J-List, our newest sponsor. And let's talk about Animal Crossing. Jakob, you've got Animal Crossing, right?
I do.
You do. And I don't know, like, are you new to the game or... Because I know for me personally, this is my first Animal Crossing game. I'm kind of going into it blind, but I'm not sure if you've played, like, previous entries into the series before.
I'm semi-new to it. Like, I actually got New Leaf after it came out first. And I did play it at first, but then I just fell out of it. And then I did try Pocket Camp, but you know, it's not the same.
Pocket Camp's on the phones, isn't it?
Yep. After the announcement for New Horizons, I was really hyped because I was like, yes, finally. I always wanted to play Animal Crossing, Wild World, or City Folk, either of those. But I just never got around to. And I also never found it in stores back then, so...
The funny thing is, right, those games are always in stores. So if I went into a game or a GameStop or whatever, there's always Animal Crossing. And I'm like, what the fuck is this game? And back then, I didn't have a GameCube. And I had a Wii, but my Nintendo Wii was just for, like, Mario. And I didn't even know about, like, Zelda games or anything like that. So... it was just for like Mario Kart and Mario Galaxy and all that kind of stuff. So I didn't know about those games and I didn't really get the hype behind them. I was like, oh, this is just a fucking kids game. You know what? I'm just going to play my Dynasty Warriors or whatever. You know what I mean? So yeah. I really didn't get into Animal Crossing until recently. And I wasn't even going to buy it. And it's really stupid because I ordered it 2 days before the game was supposed to launch. I went on Shop2 and I bought it. And I didn't pay that much. I paid like £40 for it, which is incredibly cheap considering that there are some places selling it for 60 and that's like the original RRP, and even on the eShop it's like 60. So I got that and I got the Tom Nook keychain, which you guys may have seen. I posted it up on Twitter, I think.
Yeah, I'm jealous you got that.
I didn't even think I was going to get it. They didn't mention it in the pre-order or anything like that, and I was like, what the fuck is this? I didn't know who Tom Nook was. I was like, what is this guy? Like, who is Tom Nook? And I did some research into who Tom Nook was, and there's a lot of people online that are like, oh, Tom Nook's a weirdo, he's a dick, he's like this capitalist guy that, you know,
he just loves money. But here's the thing. He like offers you like house upgrades, right? And you have to pay them off and everything. But the thing is, you have an infinite amount of time to pay back, and you don't have to pay any interest.
That's weird, because I thought that basically that's like, I don't know, that kind of reminds me of how they do loans in the Middle East. Like, there's no interest, but they do charge you up front some stuff. So I get that, but like, that wasn't a shock to me. But at the same time, it's like, he's kind of slimy in that way. It's like, you go up to him and he's like, oh, congratulations on this and that. And I mean, even those house upgrades he charges you for until you've like finished all the upgrades. Then, you know, if you want to change your front door or whatever, once a day, I think you can change it for free. Like, I've already paid off everything. And I believe so have you, right? You've paid off all the Tom Nook loans.
Yeah, I've fully upgraded my house. I've also built like, I think, 2 bridges now. Like after the one you have to build at the first time, you have to like craft it, place and everything, and then you can like from that point on, you can have what are they called? When there's a cliff and
inclines and bridges and stuff.
And you can also build bridges. And from that point on, I already got 2 bridges, which it's nice, but at the same time, it's like the money's a lot.
Yeah, it's like almost, especially if you want those nicer bridges.
Yeah, I got like the one for 198,000.
Which one's that?
I don't know what it's called, but I think it's the stone bridge.
Oh, okay.
It has this beige orange color.
Like the arching bridge, right? It's like
I think that it is, yeah.
For me, all of my bridges, because I'm trying to go for like a Japanese look.
Yeah.
So a lot of my bridges, I have to go for like the Zen bridges, which are like I think maybe like 300,000. They're very expensive, and I didn't know that the game caps you on bridges. So you're only allowed eight bridges and eight inclines.
I think the Zen bridges are both, I think, 228,000 bells each.
Still a lot, man. It
is a lot.
Like, they look beautiful, but is it worth that investment? Obviously for me now, because I've paid off all my debts, I've got a mass surplus of money, especially in the early game when you're catching a lot of bugs and a lot of fishes and stuff. So I had a lot of stuff already there, and I pretty much just sold it all. So I just made a shit ton of money.
Yeah.
Because there's not much to do in the early game. Because obviously the game progresses day to day. Like it's in real time. So there's a lot of shops that you can't access past a certain time. It kind of gets annoying. So it's like if you're playing at nighttime like me, what are you going to do? You're just going to chill. You listen to a podcast. That's what I do. I listen to like a Gus and Eddie podcast or like H3 podcast or whatever, and I'm playing Animal Crossing. I'm not even realize what I'm doing. I'm just catching fish, catching bugs. During the Sakura season, it was just those Sakura petals and stuff. So that's pretty much what I was doing. It's a pretty chill game.
During the night, you can still go fishing and find fossils and catch bugs and put them into the museum.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah. To be honest with you, my museum is empty. Like, there's not much.
Mine's got a lot of stuff already.
But you know why mine's empty? Is because I'm selling all the fossils straight away.
Why?
I'm not even getting them assessed because I want money. Because those Nook debts really got me, like, paranoid. I don't like the idea of being put in debt. Like, I've been in debt in real life. I don't want to be in debt to this rat thing.
I mean, if you don't want to be in debt, just don't play the game. Just say nope, not today.
Buy Animal Crossing and just don't play the game. Give Nintendo your €60. It's fine.
You're like, well, nah, I don't feel like paying today.
It's weird though. It's genuinely weird. But to be honest with you, the only reason that I got into the game was because of Nathan.
Right.
I had a conversation with him. He was like, oh, I'm so excited for Animal Crossing. And I was like, what the hell is that game about? And he told me a little bit about it. He was showing me who his favorite villagers were from previous games. And he was like, I really want these villagers. And I was like, oh, okay, it's a bit random. But I was memeing on him and I was just joking around. And I was like, I want this villager. I just typed in ugly villagers. And I saw like a Kotaku article or something about the 10 most ugly villagers. And I saw this one villager called Hazel.
Oh my god, yeah, she is.
But she's not ugly. She's so cute. And
opinions, they're different.
No, Jacob, your opinion is wrong. So...
no, it's not wrong. It's just kind of insulting.
No, you can't. She's not ugly. She just has a unibrow. But even then, it's kind of charming in a weird way. Anyway, don't say, oh, Bish has an eyebrow fetish or whatever. Maybe I do, but that's none of your business.
I mean, I've known for quite a while now that you have hair fetish.
Oh, you know what? It's fine.
First your hairy legs, then the unibrow.
It's all revolving around the hair. That's what it is, basically.
In Family Guy when Meg bakes this cake for Brian and she's like,
oh no, with
my hair's in
no,
this cake.
Disgusting. That's
I bet you
I don't
just
like
went crazy over
Jacob.
that cake. You were like, where can I buy this?
It's kind of like even in MHA
with
when
the cool
was
whip.
Eat this. And it was just his hair. I was like, ugh. I was just like vomiting. I
You're
don't
just
like hair in
eating hair.
my food. That's the one thing I don't like. But anyway, so I saw Hazel and I was just joking at first. I was like, you know what? I want Hazel in my town.
And then you got her?
And then I got her a couple of days ago, actually.
Oh my god.
So I used a Nook Miles ticket, which is a new feature in the game. Basically, you collect these like kind of like air miles for like challenges that you do in the game, and Nook gives you these points, and then you can use them to visit these islands that are basically this one-time use island in which you can get all the resources. You can basically fuck up the island, and it gets deleted after you leave it. So I saw her there, and I was like, oh my god! And I just sent a message to Nathan. I was like, Nathan, if you meme about something so much, it eventually become real. Dreams can come true, guys. And I was like, yes! And I got her into the island, and she's just such a delight to talk to. Because it's weird, because she's there during the nighttime. She kind of likes to sleep in a bit late. So each character has their sort of tropes. So some you don't see them in the morning, you'll see them at nighttime. Hazel's always there, and she's very sociable. And she's always at different people's houses and stuff, which I think is kind of cool. I'd never get invited because there are some villages that I fucking hate, but we'll get onto that later on. But yeah, just because of the memes, I got into this game, and it's a fantastic game. It genuinely, I didn't think I would love a game so much. Like before this, I was playing like Fire Emblem Three Houses. That was like my main Switch game. Like Pokemon I was playing as well, but I kind of got out of love of Pokemon. I still haven't finished it. It was just like meh. But Animal Crossing, because there's so much to do. I mean, it's kind of planned over certain days, but it's about that slow burn for me. And especially now, because everyone is on lockdown because of this coronavirus, it kind of feels like I'm doing something as opposed to doing nothing, which is, I think, the main appeal for me. And I guess maybe a lot of other people.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's like one of my main ways to kill time at the moment.
It's a good way.
I should be studying for, university and stuff, but I'm sorry, my island comes first.
See, that's the thing, right? I do not envy you because I've finished university ages ago, and now I could just stay at home and just play some Animal Crossing.
I mean, it's not like my daily life at the moment is really any different. I just worry more, but I don't actually do stuff.
You know what? I think it's a lot of people are in the same position as you because it's just everyone's playing the game. Like every time I log into my Switch, at any point of the day, there are some people that basically I add a lot of people on the Switch, and there's people that I've never spoken to.
Yeah,
on the Switch or whatever, and then they're like, "You want to play Animal Crossing?" They're like crackheads. They're like it's like they're addicted to drugs, and it's like, and then they're like scratching their arms and shit, and they're like, "Oh, you guys got peaches? You got peaches? You got cherries? You got like people all of a sudden want to start talking to you and want to start socializing, but that's because they want stuff. Even I'm the same. Like there's people that I haven't spoken to on Twitter in like years, but they've added me through the feature, on the Switch where it's like you can add through Twitter. Like I know for me, like there's people that I haven't spoken to in like 2 years, and then like I go and visit their island, and I'm afraid to let people visit my island because I'm not proud of it, but I have been time traveling a little bit.
Well, see, the thing is, I don't time travel, but the reason I don't do that is because, like, I have so much stuff that I do have to do in my other free time that I don't spend on Animal Crossing. There's other people that are, like, they play, like, constantly, or they don't have any time and they get to play Animal Crossing for, like, 10 minutes a day. And that's why they time travel, because they're only like, okay, I get everything for today done, and then I go to this day and this day, and then I craft stuff. I throw my villagers off of my island, and all of that. And I'm like, other people see it as like this simulation thing where it's like, okay, I want to build this, I want to do that, I want to do that. And for me, it's like this calming, this calming game. And it's like, okay, take your time. You can do whatever you want whenever you want to. You're in a rush.
I kind of treat the game like Minecraft. I know it sounds really shitty for me to say that, to compare it to Minecraft, but
no, the new Animal Crossing game is actually, well, it's not the same as Minecraft, not at all, but it's similar, especially with the crafting, with the DIY, I guess. Because I don't think that has ever been a part of Animal Crossing before. Like, this is the first time DIY is included.
Yeah, like for me, it was obviously coming from games like that. Like what I used to do was I used to play Minecraft just to chill in the similar way that I do with Animal Crossing, and I would like to build because obviously I studied architecture, so I kind of have that like design roots within me. So I like to design houses in Minecraft and like offices and stuff, and it was kind of fun. But in this game, it's the same thing because I'm crafting items similar to Minecraft. I'm placing where I want houses. I'm placing roads. I'm putting down pavements. I built a bathhouse. It's that kind of stuff. It kind of gets me excited to play the game. But that's why I time travel, because there's a lot of stuff that I want to design straight away. And my mentality is, look, I want to design. I don't want to wait a day to wait for this pool to come in or this, whatever. So I will skip a day just to collect the item, and then I'll go back to the regular day. So it's a lot easier for me. Or sometimes if I want to just see what's in Nook's Cranny, I will go in and see what's there. If I don't like the stuff, I'll go back. So I've gotten to the point where I've basically time traveled a year, and when you do that, Nook's Cranny automatically upgrades, and I didn't know that. I think it does it around December, so it becomes like a full shop, like a proper full shop. And I'm not sure if it will upgrade again, to be honest with you, because I'm thinking Nintendo is going to upgrade it again. And that's something that I want to talk about later with the whole future of Animal Crossing New Horizons. But there's a lot of hints that some things will be coming in through updates and more upgrades will come in. And that's what I think, because a lot of people have already finished what the game has to offer, and they're just designing stuff. Like I've seen people designing crazy shit. Like I feel embarrassed, like someone that comes from design background and whatever. I kind of feel embarrassed because there's a lot of people that are designing like witches' layers and like doctors' offices and stuff. And I was like, how the fuck do you do that? Like, where do you must be really lucky to get those recipes and those ingredients and that kind of stuff. Like, I saw one person on Twitter, he got a recipe in a bottle for a manga wall, like those manga shops in Japan and whatever. And I was like, oh my god, I want that.
I didn't even know that existed.
Yeah, I think it's basically what you need. And he was offering people, oh, don't worry, I can make you the wall, and then when you get it, you can, if you need to buy more, you can buy more from the Nook, from what do you call it, from the bank area, or like resident services. Sorry, you can buy more online from resident services.
You can buy furniture or clothes or whatever you already have from there.
Yeah, and it's great because, for example, if I wanted something on your island and I don't have a recipe for it, you can send me one.
Exactly.
Through resident services, mind you. Like, you can send it as a gift. I didn't know that. I only found out the other day. You can send shit as gifts. I think minimum 2 gifts per person on your friends list, which is cool, I guess.
Maybe daily, because I'm pretty sure that it's possible to send more.
It's 2 a day, I think. 2 gifts a day that you can get directly from Nook's resident services.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but you can buy them yourself and like send them as letters and stuff, which I don't see the point of. Like, if there's an item that I already want to send, I'm just going to do it directly through the resident services, because I don't want to pay that shipping fee.
You send it as a letter as well, you have to pay 200 additional bells, and it's like
I've been I've been ruined by Amazon Prime that I don't want to pay that 200 bells. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I treat the Nook shopping in resident services as Amazon. Like, you go in, you send your friend shit. You don't need to worry about that 200 bells charge. I've got like 5 million in the bank. I don't need that 200 bells.
What?
So it doesn't. Yeah, I've got 5 mil in the bank, Jacob.
Jesus fuck. I got like 300,000 or 400,000.
No, that 5 mil, it's easy to get because, like I told you, like I got all the upgrades. I got all of the bag upgrades as well. I also got all of the what do you call them? The tool wheel. A lot of the recipes from Nook as well. So a lot of the time I just go fishing, and I'll be playing this game from like midnight up until 5 a.m. So I'll be fishing, and then I'll put it in the storage at home, and then once I do that, the next day I'll sell it, and I just sell. So it's just, you get a shit ton of money.
And
turnips.
Well, see, that's the thing. I actually, so far, I've had a really bad history with turnips in this game. So now right now I'm just waiting for the ones that I do have right now. I'm waiting for them to rot, and then I'm waiting for ants to come so that I can catch the ants and put them in a museum. And with the rotten turnip, I guess I'll just throw it away.
Yeah, you could throw it away. I mean, there's some useful things with turnips. Like you can eat them as well.
Yeah, I'll wait. I'll see. I'll watch my character get food poisoning. Nah, but like for turnips, it's just my experience. But so far, my prices have been really bad.
You know what I think? I think it's the people in Europe get like really shitty prices because everyone that I've spoken to on Twitter, and I've kind of become like this crackhead as well. Like I feel like I've become this whore for turnips. Like I'll buy turnips and they'll always like Daisy May will be like, oh, the turnips cost 100 bells a turnip, and I was like, okay, cool, I'll buy them. And then I'm seeing people in America like buying them for like 20 turnips. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like what? Or there's one person I saw on Twitter, they opened up their island and they're like, guys, turnips are like 500 bells. They're selling for 500 bells in Nook's Cranny.
I hate that.
Like, what the fuck? Like, how come I don't get that? So I'm thinking it might just be a Europe thing. Or it might just be like, depending on your region, at certain times, there'll be certain things. Because I've noticed that, like, for example, the people in Australia don't have Sakura season at the moment. So if you live in Australia or in like basically the southern hemisphere, yeah, so they don't have Sakura season, but they're gonna get it in October. But the best thing about that is the fact that obviously we got Sakura season at the same time as the Bunny Day thing, which fucking annoys me. So if you want to get recipes for Sakura season, it pisses me off because you're shooting them down from balloons and then all you're getting is fucking eggs, and that annoys me. It genuinely, I've already got all the recipes, and I get my villagers like, oh, do you want this Bunny Day crown? I'm like, no, I've already got it. I've already made it. I've made everything for Bunny Day. And
I'm not even sure if I already have like all the recipes, and at this point I don't even give a crap about it because like
even if you don't have all the recipes, you can, and even if you don't have all the types of eggs, what you can do is you can on Easter basically, by the time this episode comes out it'll be irrelevant anyway, but on Easter you see that Zippy guy or whatever, and you can trade eggs with him. So if you don't have a particular type of egg, you can give him 3 eggs of an egg that you do have for 1 egg that you don't have, and he'll swap them around for you, and he'll give you hints at where to find the recipes. So basically on Easter you can speak to your villagers and they'll give you the recipes that you don't have, and you get like a prize. Like I've already done this because of the time traveling, so you get a prize and you can build an Easter wand, which I think is stupid, to be honest with you, because I don't like any of the Easter stuff. Like the Bunny Day shit is just frustrating. If it was something that, you know, less eggs were flying in the air, fine. I wouldn't have minded it as much, but because this is a kids game, they want to make sure that it's easy enough for the kids playing that they don't get upset that they don't get everything, so they kind of add this stuff. But I find it annoying because I want that Sakura stuff. I don't want this stupid Easter shit.
I mean, yeah, I can see that it's frustrating. It also frustrated me a bit. I guess it's pretty nice for like the Sakura thing. I just think it's sad that the Sakura only lasted for like, I don't know, a week or 2, I guess. And what was the other thing I was gonna say? Right, today is actually that fishing competition thing that it's like I think it's always the 12th. I don't know what month, but like it's one time per season, so it's spring, summer, autumn, and winter. And basically, like, you know, CJ, the one new character, comes to your town and he's like giving you this challenge to, like, I don't know, catch 3 fish in a row without any of them like being able to escape or whatever. And he buys fish at way more than Timmy and Tommy. So what I did today was I did the first challenge because you have to do that, otherwise you can't sell your fish to him, sadly, but it was free, so who cares. So I went to my storage, I got all the fish that I had in there, and there was some really good ones in there. So I went to his booth at the town center, town square, whatever, and I sold him the fish and I got like a lot a lot of money for the
selling fish.
Yeah,
it's interesting, to be honest with you. Like, I haven't partaken in it yet. I'm gonna do that a bit later on.
You have to hurry though because he leaves at 6 p.m. just so you know. So you only have like an hour left now.
Well, time travel, it's fine. I could go back.
That's true.
It's fine. But yeah, the thing I've seen is that a lot of people are annoyed from the fishing tournament because it's at the same time as the bunny day. So it's like everyone's just getting eggs, and they're like, "Fuck, man, I'm not getting any like thing."
Oh, that's why you use fish food, fish bait.
You can use the bait. I get that, but they should have timed it so that it was a week after bunny day. That would have made more sense. And they should have done it so that the Sakura season also ended a week after bunny day. That would have made so much sense to me. There's a lot of stuff that Nintendo isn't necessarily doing, but we'll get into that in the next segment. But let's end this bit for a quick sponsor break. Let's talk about Japan Crate because they are sponsoring this episode of the podcast. Remember, if you're interested, go to www.getalifepodcast.com/Japan Crate. That should redirect you to the Japan Crate website. It does help us out as well, so make sure you go and check them out. Let me talk about it. Let me tell you what it's all about. Japan Crate is this wonderful box that you get every month filled with Japanese sweets and goodies, crisps, chocolates, candy, drinks, everything. And stuff that you might not even expect. Like, a couple of times we've been getting bags of Kit Kats, Japanese Kit Kats, that have exclusive flavors. So we've had sweet potato, we've had ojicha, we've had a lot of crazy flavors that you only get in Japan. That's stuff that you're not going to get outside of Japan. And I know what you're saying, well, I could just buy Kit Kats from my local Japanese supermarket. You're wrong, okay? Because they don't have the flavors that Japan Crate has. Because Japan Crate has the regional flavors that you're not going to find outside of Japan. They're going here and there and everywhere to get those for you. Also, if you're buying from your local supermarket, it's going to be expensive. And I've often found that you're paying 15 to 20 pounds for a bag of Kit Kats imported directly from Japan. You could be paying 30 pounds a month and getting a lot more. Most of the times when they do include Kit Kats in the Japan Crate, I feel that you're getting a lot more value. They don't need to put that in there. They're putting that in there. They're putting in exclusive drinks. We've had stuff like Japanese Pepsi, crazy J-Cola from Japan. We've had Hokkaido melon soda, which is made from these special red melons in Japan that are really expensive. They're like thousands of dollars to buy these melons. Japan Crate is including drinks with those melons in the crate. So it's really good value. And you get to experience some new things. I personally love it. As you guys can tell, we're going to include it more in other episodes of the podcast, in particularly Umai. So go check Umai out as well, because we'll be doing taste tests there and things like that. Go to getalifepodcast.com/Japan Crate. Use the code GALP for $3 off your first Japan Crate. Believe me, you guys are going to love it. You're going to be subscribed to it for the rest of your lives because it's top notch. We often give them as gifts to our friends that we record with. So we gave some to Koei, we gave some to Marvelous. You know why? Because we love them, and we thought, what better way to give someone a gift than the Japan Crate? You can give it as a gift for a birthday. Someone's going to enjoy that. I've not met someone who hasn't liked the snacks in Japan Crate. And they're weird and they're quirky and they're really nice. You get like exclusive Cheetos and stuff. It's insane. The amount of value that you're getting, $35, is nothing for the amount of candy that you're getting directly imported from Japan. GetLifePodcast.com/Japan Crate. Do the right thing, guys. Buy it. And actually show me on Twitter you opening your Japan Crate. I would love to see that. And hopefully we'll get giveaways coming up soon. We're in the process of redoing that. So go and check them out. You support the podcast when you do. Love you guys. And we are back. So before the break, we did mention that there was a lot of stuff that I find a bit annoying with this game. I'm not sure if there are some things that you find annoying, Jacob, but I really just want to go first and just say the management of certain things get a bit annoying. Like if you're crafting a lot of stuff, I don't see why you can't just craft multiples of one thing.
I have to agree with that because that is really annoying.
Yeah, and especially because the animation is just so long.
Oh, you can actually speed that up a bit by just pressing A and A and A.
I know, but I don't want to do that.
Well, I do. I also think it's funny to like see your character like speeding up that fast.
I get it, but at the same time, like I wish there was stuff so that I could, for example, skip certain villagers talk, and I want the ability to just remove villagers straight away, because I realize that you know when you go to Isabel in resident services and you complain about villagers, it doesn't do shit.
What it does is it apparently resets the kind of relationship you have with that villager, so it doesn't actually tell them to like I guess fuck off or something.
Yeah, but I want an option just to be like, can I expel this villager?
What I have heard though is that well, I don't know if it's true. I'm actually trying that out myself right now. Apparently, if you do complain enough to Isabel about someone, it might actually get them to leave your island. So I'm trying that out right now. So basically, it's like I read that one person was like they tried it like 3 days in a row or 3 times in a row, like day 1, day 2, day 3, and then it's like the next day after day 3, the villager just said maybe it's not the right place for me, whatever. I'm on day 3 right now, so hopefully by tomorrow the villager that I do want to throw out leaves. I know that sounds heartless.
No, the thing is, there's a lot of people and a lot of contention online. Like, a lot of people are like split between the whole time traveling thing, and also a lot of people are split between kicking out villagers you don't like and kicking out ugly villagers. And it's like, well, it's your island. You paid money for this game. I think you should play it the way you want to play it. And I don't think it's douchey if, like, for example, there's some villagers that I fucking hate, and I'm like, I really don't like you here. You're very obnoxious and you're very rude, and I'm trying to do something and you're all up in my ass being like, bish, look at this reaction, and I'm like, I've already got this reaction, you bitch. I don't want to see it, you know? Like,
yeah, there's just some villagers that are like ass. They're like ass. And it's like I've had this one villager. I was actually really surprised to see them because they actually went to my campsite and I invited them first, and then one person moved out and he moved in, right? So 2 days later, he's like, I think I want to move out. I'm like, fuck off. Just leave. There's the airport. Go and never come back. And then it was Lucky. Lucky's the dog who's like completely full of bandages, and I guess he's really like sweet and everything, but he fucked me up when he was like, I want to move in here, and then he moves in and then he wants to move out again, and I'm like, well, you know what, I hope you don't just break your last leg while you go through that fucking airplane. That's what you deserve, you little bitch.
Isn't he a rare villager as well? Like,
I don't give a shit how rare he is. I don't give a shit. If he's an ass, I'm gonna treat him like an ass.
True. Like, there's some villagers that I can't handle. Like, it's not so much that they're asses, it's just they're too needy. Like, there's this one guy, I had a brown bunny he had like his inside of his ears were green, and I think he's Irish. His name is O'Hara. He likes to travel and everything, but he pisses me off so much because he just likes to talk, and I'm like, fuck off. Like, you should start your own podcast, O'Hara. You like talking so much, start your own podcast. Like, fuck off. I don't want to talk to you. So I ignored him for a couple of days, and then he was like, I think I might leave. I'll be like, yeah, it's best for you to leave. There's also sometimes, like, I want a new scene, like a new sort of scenery, so I will kick certain villages out to make way for new ones. Just because I feel like I don't like the other villages that are all about working out. I find that's like an overused trope in this game. Like, I had my starting villager was Antonio, and he's like working out all the time. He's like doing dumbbells and stuff and like running and shit. And he was like, hey, what's up, bro? Like, I'm like, no, I don't want, you're too much of a Chad for me, Antonio. You're nice. You gave me a lot of cool gifts. You wrote me a lovely letters, but I don't like working out anyway to begin with, so I don't want to just hear about that.
Talking about letters, right? So that villager that I want to move out, I actually, because I also read that apparently mean letters like show the villagers that you want them to leave, right? That's not true.
No, I can imagine. How is the game gonna know?
No, because like, I don't know, like use like strong language, I guess.
It's a kid's game. You're not gonna be like, fuck you. Leave my fucking island, you fucking bitch.
No, you know what I wrote him? I was like, leave my island and never come back, you disgusting, ugly frog.
Oh, that's another thing. I hate frogs. I hate frogs in this game.
What? And then then he replied with a letter. And he was like, I was so surprised by your card. I loved it. I read it while eating some snacks. Send another if you wanna.
See, that's how I know the game knows that the game doesn't know what you're putting in those cards because they wouldn't react that way unless that frog is a masochist.
He's so disgusting and ugly. He looks like he has mud around his mouth.
That's not mud.
Ugh, don't say that.
It's shit.
Ugh,
he's eating shit. No, it's true. Okay, anyway, I know this is a kid's game and it's kind of inappropriate, but still, like there's some villages.
Kind of. We're talking about a kid's game here.
Yeah, true, but still, man. There's some villages, right? Like, I have this one called Diva, and I don't like her because she's a frog. I don't want to... It kind of makes me sound like I just don't like frogs. The frogs in this game look so weird. Like, I don't like how their eyes are, like, above their... Like, poking out of their head. It creeps me out. It kind of freaks me out to the point that I don't want them. But she's really cool because everyone on the island loves her. I went into her house one day and she didn't invite me. I keep ignoring her. She didn't invite me to go to her house or whatever. All of my villagers were awake at nighttime at like 1 in the morning and they're over at her house and they're having like a dinner party. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? You didn't invite me? You know this is the time that I play the game and you didn't invite me, yeah bitch. But I still keep her on the island because her stuff is ancient Egyptian themed and I like that. Like she's got like the tombs and like the coffins and shit and like the Sphinx and the pyramids and I'm like, that's kind of badass. I want to be friends with you now just to get your stuff and then once you give me those cool recipes and those cool shit, you can fuck off. Like it's bad. It's bad for me because at the same time like there's this really amazing villager, one of my favorites. Her name is Diana, and she's like this deer. She's like kind of, she's like a polar bear in the sense that her fur is white, but she's like this very beautiful deer, like a gazelle type situation. And I speak to her, and her house is like kind of like underwater themed, like the Little Mermaid. And I saw her once, and then she was making a bed, and I spoke to her, and she gave me the recipe for the shell bed, and I was like, that's cool. And she's just really nice, and I kind of realized that she's also a little bit British. Like I think she's supposed to be designed after Princess Diana, I imagine, because she's very regal. Like you give her certain things, and she'll be like, no, I'm not into that. That's not my style, and she won't wear it. Like I gave her a t-shirt that says konnichiwa on it, and then she was like, oh, thank you for the gift, and then she just didn't wear it. Everyone else, I give Hazel some shit. Hazel is like kind of down to earth, sort of farmer type situation. Like I gave her a pair of overalls and she loved it, and she's been wearing it for the past 2 weeks, and she's like, I kind of feel like she's southern, like she's like a Southern American, like maybe a Texan. She's like, oh, I really love this, you know what I mean? She wore it, and I was like, yeah, that's cool. And she's giving me like really cool gifts. Like she gave me a basketball and a kiwi dress. I don't even wear dresses in the game, but she gave me a kiwi dress, but I still keep it.
Oh yeah, there's like no gender roles when it comes to the player in this game. So.
Yeah, which is good. I kind of like that, to be honest with you, but at the same time it kind of makes it awkward. Like she gets me a dress and then she asks me, oh, why are you not wearing the dress? And I'm like, it's a dress. So then I wear it, and then just to make her happy, because she's like one of my favorite villagers, Hazel. But yeah, there's some villagers that I don't like Admiral. He's like this sort of canary, like a green canary, or a robin or whatever, but his house has a kotatsu in it. You know the kotatsus, right? The table with the fan built into it, and he's like basically living in a proper Japanese house. And I hate him because he's got really deep voice, and he's like, he sounds like that, but he's got some really cool Japanese shit. So I've been giving him some cool Japanese shit, but he doesn't want it, and I'm like, dude, your house is Japanese themed. Like I'm giving you Japanese clothes. I gave you a tatami mat for your room, yet you don't like Japanese shit. It's weird. So I'm waiting for him to give me that kotatsu. Once he gives me that kotatsu, he can fuck off my island. So that's how I'm playing it. I just want certain villagers out and certain villagers in. The one I really want is Anka.
Yeah, Anka.
She's amazing. Only because of her design, and like I said, I love the ancient Egyptian style to it. She also looks like a bitch. Like she looks like if I spoke to her, she would be like really bitchy, and I like that. Like the cats in this game are really cool. That's another thing.
I don't know. I have at least like 6 or 7 dream villagers that I want. They're like, number 1 would be Apollo, like he's a bird. Second is Raymond, he's the heterochromia-eyed new cat.
So you told me about that, and guess who came to visit my island?
When?
I didn't realize that he was so like popular. Everyone online is like fangirling over him. He came last week, But
for fuck's sake,
I didn't understand that when they come to your campsite that you could basically, if you do stuff for them, you can kick other people off your island. So I didn't realize that, and I was like, shit, I really want this guy, but I have no one to, I don't have space. I didn't realize that if you did stuff for them, they can basically arrange it so they can kick, you can choose which islander to kick off and they will take their place. And I was like, fuck, I lost him. My sweet prince. But man, no, there's people freaking out for him online. It's insane.
Yeah, and then there's also, who else I want? Stitches and Ribbit and Static is like the purple squirrel.
Oh, okay, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
And then I also want that new villager, the really like pink one. She's called Judy. A lot of people have drawn her in wearing like a burqa or a hijab.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, let me see.
Like a lot of people have been drawing her with that on, like as a you know, the Gichinka, like the human form of hers, with like, I don't know if it was a burqa or a hijab. I don't know right now.
Oh, okay, I know what you're talking about. She's like a little bear.
Yeah, and she well, her, I definitely want on my island as well.
I understand why they drawn the Gajinkas like that, because the way that her hairline goes down, it kind of looks like
it does.
Yeah, I think it's cool. I mean, there's certain types of villagers that I want on my island, and it's just the quirky ones. I just like the weird ones. Like obviously Hazel, some people be like, no, I don't like Hazel. Like what the fuck? Like no. But it's just those weird and wonderful ones. Koalas I don't want anywhere near my island because I've heard they're douchebags. Yeah, man, I just want like weird villagers that I can have proper conversations and not ones that are like, oh, I did like 15 press-ups today. No. If you're gonna be like that, get the fuck out of my island. This is not what my island's about.
I'm fond of the villagers that are like not animals. Like for instance, there's he's already in my village. Sprocket, he's a robot bird.
What?
Yeah.
What the hell?
And then Ribbit is also a robot. I think he's a robot frog. And Stitches isn't an animal. Like he looks like a plush toy, but he always denies that he is. And then there's also Coco. Well, she isn't like a villager. She's a rabbit, but like she looks like one of those, you know, those robots that you have when you build a bridge, the ones that you could donate to.
Lloyd the gyroid.
Yeah, she has a gyroid face. Like she's a rabbit with a gyroid face.
But to me, she kind of looks, I guess they call her Coco because she looks like a coconut. Like, you know those shaved coconut?
Yeah, but she's on my island already. So Sprocket and her are on my village. My village. I keep saying village because of Animal Crossing New Leaf, but I mean island.
The thing is, for me, there's I've got this one. His name is Zucker. I'm not sure if you know about it.
Isn't he an octopus?
Everyone says that. Like I was speaking to Naz about it, and he was like, "Yeah, isn't he an octopus? He's not an octopus. He's a takoyaki. He's food. That's basically what he is."
His Japanese name is Takoya.
Yeah, basically, it's a reference to the fact that he's takoyaki because he's got a toothpick in his head, and that's like what, like a
and there's sauce on his head.
Teriyaki sauce, and it's hilarious. But yeah, he's like one of my favorites as well because he's even wearing the, you know, like the kimono, you know, like the ones that you see in Japan, those street vendors wear and shit.
Yeah, the happies.
Yeah, like one of that. He's wearing one of those. Like he's embracing that. He's hilarious. He was like the first villager that came after my first two originals. So he's like one of the OGs. I consider him as one of my OGs. OG original gangster villagers. I love him. He's hilarious. He gives me some cool stuff as well. I gave him a Prince t-shirt. Not a t-shirt, like, you know, one of those frilly like shirts, that the ones that like the princes wear and shit.
Yeah.
I gave it to him and he's been wearing it for the past 2 weeks. He loves it and keeps on talking about it. And he's like, I love this shirt.
Oh,
I love
cute.
it. And I'm like, you know what? When you get those kind of interactions in the game, because I didn't think he would like it at all, because if you look at his house, he's really into like bugs, and he's really into bugs, and he's really into fruits. So he likes eating and stuff because obviously he's a snack. I get it.
I feel that.
So
I love
you
eating
don't kind
too.
of expect it, but I love him, man. He's just so delightful. There's a lot of characters in the game that are very in very high demand. Like I've noticed that the prices for those amiibo cards are stupid. Like people are paying like $400 for like Anka, and I'm like, no, this shouldn't be a thing.
I do have to admit, I actually ended up buying amiibo cards like 2 days ago or something.
How much did you pay?
Overall, like just so you know, the content that I bought was 5 packs of 1 volume.
Okay. Oh, so you didn't buy single cards?
No.
Okay, so then that's fine, because I know people are buying singles. and that's kind of scary.
I would buy singles, but not at those prices. I do have to admit that. The funny thing is,
I know Nintendo what they're gonna do, because it's the same thing with the original Amiibo figures. They're gonna see that people are scalping on eBay, and they'll be like, guys, guess what? We're starting reprints of these Amiibo cards, and then they're just going to be cheap, because original RRP was one pack of cards would cost you $5, so it would work out like $1 per card, which is incredibly cheap. I've seen people online actually making homemade Amiibo cards. What it is basically it's an RFID card, like, you know, like key cards to get into like buildings and stuff. And then if you have an Android phone, you can download the Amiibo data online and then put it on, transfer it from the phone to the card.
That's actually real smart.
It's really smart. And I've seen, even before Animal Crossing, when I was playing Breath of the Wild, and I was like, oh, I really want these Amiibos for Breath of the Wild so I can get armor pieces and stuff. People in China like were mass manufacturing these cards, and they were blank, but they were like, they had like a little etching on it to tell you what card was what. And they were super cheap, so you can buy like a whole pack. You can buy all of the Zelda cards, whether for Smash Bros or anything, for like $10.
Yeah,
super cheap. And people were doing the same for Animal Crossing, but I guess now, because of this whole situation that we're in, and even the fact that people are just scalping online, they might do the same. But yeah, no, they're relatively cheap. You can make them yourself. I don't see why more people do that, but I guess people want the artwork.
Like, I ended up buying 5 packs of 5 3-card packs. I don't know, like 5 times 3. In each pack there's 3 of volume 3 or 4, and then I bought like 4 times 6 of the other volume. Like, I only got 3 and 4. And then I also got that, you know, the Animal Crossing festival bundle that has like 2 amiibo figures, and then it has 3 cards, and one of them is Stitches, so I'm guaranteed to at least get Stitches.
If I was to buy a card, because I'm very new to Animal Crossing, this is my first game, so it's like, I don't know which characters to get. Yeah, I do want Anka, because I would imagine her house would have some cool shit in it. But other than that, there's not many villagers that I want. It seems weird.
There's not really that much of a difference between the villagers, other than the personalities that they have, and maybe some like signature interest or whatever.
One other villager that I do actually want, now that I'm looking at it, is Marina, the other octopus.
You want all the octopus on your...
but seriously, no, I really want the octopus characters, because they're so cute. Like, even the angry guy, Octavian, I like him. He's so hilarious. Like, he just looks angry. I like that shit. There's something about it. Like, the octopuses look cute.
His catchphrase, Octavian's catchphrase, is sucker.
Is it?
It's like, literally, it's sucker.
You know what? He kind of reminds me of like a guy that I used to know. Just angry all the time. Another thing I want to talk about, the amount of Rule 34s of the Animal Crossing characters. It upsets me, because like, once again, this is a kid's game, but it's like I'll be on Twitter and I'll just type in Animal Crossing, just because I want to figure out who's up for trading and stuff, and who wants to like send over some cool shit, and just like to meet friends. And you type in Animal Crossing on Twitter, and the amount of, because I don't have safe search on Twitter turned off, so the amount of porn, like the Isabelle porn, it's just it's disgusting. Like, I'm like, no, she's a sweet animal. You can't do this.
Isabelle porn.
No, there's so much of it, and it's the same with Anka. Like, a lot of the popular characters get so much porn, and it's just like, why?
You know who's getting a lot of porn?
Raymond.
Oh yeah, him too. But like the 2 workers at the airport.
No,
they do.
The dodos. What the fuck? I mean, they got asses that won't quit, but still, man, what the fuck? The dodos. No, I can't handle that, man.
What's the name of the one with the glasses?
So there's
Wilbur,
and there is, oh shit, because they're named after the Wright brothers, Wilbur and
I'm pretty sure Wilbur's the one with the glasses.
Orville is the one that's on the desk.
I would sit on Wilbur all day and all night.
This is a kid's game. Have you noticed? I just want to get off this topic as quickly as possible, because I know that Nintendo might be listening.
Hi, Nintendo.
You know what I find funny is the fact that when you see Orville typing, his arms are like so small. He doesn't actually type, so he's just flapping his wings about, and he's not typing. I like him, man. He's hilarious. Like,
I love them.
They're great. Like, there's stuff that you can do to them to basically ensure
there
that
is
you
stuff that I would do to them.
No, I don't mean like that. I mean, like, if you react in a certain way and you have a certain item on you, they can send you to particular islands. So, like, if you have I saw it on Twitter, if you have, like, your net with you before you go in, and you basically make if you make Orville blush, there's a higher chance of him sending you to, like, a tarantula island.
How does he blush?
Like, I think you have to, like, do like a certain emote and then he blushes and then he'll let you know.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I'll send you the Twitter thing, but it's people are freaking out because of it, and people are getting like money rocks and like really cool shit. Because I have
been to the Money Rock Island like 3 times now.
Yeah, true. For me, it's not when you have 5 million in the bank. Money rock you don't really care about it, man. I'm living the high life.
We got a badass over here.
I go into
Nook's
Cranny and I buy everything. I could just, even if I don't want it, I buy everything, and I'm sending people like I think, if I'm not mistaken, Naz. I sent Naz like a flat screen TV. It cost me like 200,000 bells.
Why have you never done that to me?
Because I haven't seen your island. When I see your island, oh no, I have seen your
You
island.
have.
I've seen your island.
You just hate me.
You know what, Jacob? Anything you want, baby, I'm gonna send that to you. You want a flat screen TV?
You know what I want? I want like 50 miles tickets.
No, I'm not gonna. I can't afford that. Miles tickets, I'm poor as shit. If I could buy miles tickets with my bells, I would be making a shit ton of money. But no, the miles tickets are
then
so
just
difficult.
Send me some money.
Okay, I can try that. I can send you like a bag, but you've already got.
No, you can come over and give me the money yourself.
No, this sounds like a mugging in the game.
Fucking mugging. Okay, honestly, to be completely honest with you, my friend came over to my island and she bought like a lot of rose seeds, and because she was so interested in those rose seeds and they grow on my island and not hers, she ended up giving me a lot of money. Like, she gave me at least 3 mil bells, which I used for my loans, and then I also paid off the first bridge with that money.
You know what? I've had experiences where people basically get mugged. I've seen it on Twitter as well, because I'm looking through it. Like, people go to other people's islands and they get mugged. So basically, someone will go to your island after one does a trade. So let's say I drop down something on my island to trade to someone. They pick it up and they disconnect straight away without giving me payment or whatever. That hasn't happened to me, but I've seen it on Twitter and I'm like, wow, people are insane. Like,
that's why I don't do that.
I've seen people do it, like, or there'll be people that as soon as you invite them to your island, they'll fuck up your whole island. And I've seen people that have actually.
That's why I don't become best friends with those people.
True. Yeah, man. I everyone that visits my island, I kind of best friend them, because I want as many people as possible so I can get more Nook miles. Because I think you get 500 Nook miles each time someone visits you, or each time you visit someone. So it's a good way to make Nook miles. I mean, because I needed to get tickets.
There's people on my friend list who are like, I've been friends with them like for a long time and I'll still talk to them all normally. But what does bug me is, like, instead of coming to my island to, like, you know, look around, buy some stuff from the shop or whatever, they just ask me like straight up to give them like 15 pieces of iron nuggets or give them like 20k bells. I'm like, you're fucking crazy. What, do I look like a fucking safety or something?
Well, I don't get those kind of people.
No, I hate that. Like,
I've never experienced that, to be honest.
And then it's like, and then they're like, hey, can you know? And I'm like, no, fuck off. I don't even respond to that anymore. I'm like,
Jacob, when I come to your island, can you get me 30k bells, please?
No.
Why not? I think that's a good place to end this portion, and then let's go on for another ad break. Hello. This episode of the podcast is brought to you by Crunchyroll. Crunchyroll.com/kunai. We do love Crunchyroll here. In fact, we use it a lot for the podcast, as you guys know, and we encourage you guys to go and check out anime, especially watching legal sources of anime. You support the industry when you watch on Crunchyroll, and you get the largest lineup of anime ever. There's like more than 2,000 anime on Crunchyroll that you can watch right now if you go and sign up to our link, which gives you 14 days of Crunchyroll premium service. And what that premium service offers you is anime without ads, 1080p HD, and you can watch it on everything almost. Your PS4, your Xbox One. You can watch it on the Wii U if you still own one. You can watch it on PC, Mac, iOS, Android, even on Chromecast and Apple TV, Roku, everything. Personally, I love broadcasting from Chrome onto my TV to watch Crunchyroll. It's amazing. Crunchyroll offers the most diverse collection of anime straight from Japan, each season bringing you the best new anime from Japan to give you that largest lineup of anime ever. Remember, if you are a big fan of simulcasts, you're getting anime 1 hour after release in Japan, which is insane. That means if you're watching My Hero Academia, whatever season that we're on now, as soon as it hits Japan, you're getting it 1 hour later, so you don't really need to waste your time with spoilers on Twitter. You can watch it straight away if you wanted to. That's what I love about Crunchyroll, and I'm sure you guys will love it too. Go to www.crunchyroll.com/kunai for a 14-day free trial of Crunchyroll Premium. I know you guys are not going to regret it, because I haven't. Thank you, Crunchyroll, for sponsoring this episode of the podcast. And we are back for the final segment of this episode.
Hi.
I really want to talk about the longevity of the game, because obviously we've already paid off our debts, and there's a lot of things that I'm currently seeing, and there's a lot of things that I'm seeing online that kind of alludes to certain things. So, for example, I saw a video online where you can basically talk to a certain villager, and they'll talk about paintings inside the museum.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of makes me think that we might see Red come and visit the island, and like you can buy like paintings, and he was like the villager was talking about, oh, I like going to the museum and seeing paintings, and but you know, I can tell that some are fakes and not originals. A lot of people were saying, oh, this might be stuff that was just cut from the game, but some people have data mined and stuff. There isn't any character models for those characters, but there are some text that references them that were added in the new update, so in the most recent update that we received. So it's not like it was stuff that was there and they're trying to remove it. They actually actively added this in. So it makes me think that we might see Red again from previous games. I had a conversation with Isabel recently as well about the stars in the game, you know, like your island and how you can get more stars. And I can't seem to get above a 3 level star system. And I've basically decorated a shit ton of my island and everything, and I bought all of the inclines, and I bought all of the bridges, and I bought lamps to like light up the island and shit. She was basically saying, and this was kind of odd, and I noticed some other people have got it on Twitter as well. She was saying, oh, you know, you can increase your island rating by having more shops on the island. And I'm like, what the fuck, what kind of drugs are you on, Isabel? What are you talking about? More shops? There's only 2 shops, Nook's Cranny and the Able Sisters. But I do know that in previous games, if I'm not mistaken, in like New Leaf and stuff, there was a bunch of different shops. There was a coffee shop, there was this, and there was that. And
I can confirm that there's this street where you like let's say you have like your village or whatever, you have it divided in like 3 parts. So in the lowest part, there's the village. You live there, the other villages live there, everybody lives there. And there's also the town square there. Well, you know, the town hall. And then in the middle part, there's all the shops. And I know there was the Able Sisters, and I'm also sure that there was Nook's Cranny, and then there were like other shops that I cannot recall right now because like it's been such a long time. And then I think the third part was the most upper part. I think it was like a theme park, but honestly, it's been such a long time. I could be mistaken there, like way off. Like it really has been such a long time since I've played New Leaf, and I'm pretty sure I erased my data.
For me, when I see that, and I've also seen some other references in the game about the guy that owns the coffee shop and stuff, like one person got dialogue from a certain character that was like, oh, I had 5 cups of coffee, you know, I should really speak to blah blah blah. And I was like, whoa, that guy's not in the game. So I'm starting to think that because a lot of people done a lot on their island, like for me at the moment, I feel kind of not burnt out, but I feel like, what is there left for me to do? I've already paid off my debts. Like, what am I going to do now? I just go every day. I go to Nook's Cranny to see what there is. I buy everything and then I leave. I want to see if there's other stuff. Like, I really want like a furniture shop. That would be good. Like a shop that just sold furniture, or a shop that just sold like exotic goods, or a coffee shop, or like other stuff for me to do, because I feel like my main gripe was there wasn't enough shops. Like, cool, Able Sisters.
Yeah, I agree though. Like for me, for instance, it's like, well, you know, honestly, I don't care about the turnip one, but like there's these other people that you can buy stuff from. There's like this other able sister, and she like gives you. What did she give you?
She gives you the tickets label.
Yeah, she gives you like the 3,000 bell tickets, and then there's this other woman, and she sells you like wallpapers and floors. Yeah. And
I mean, Sahara is interesting because I think she's a new villager. No, she's not.
I can't remember right now. And then there's also I think his name is Kix.
Yeah, Kix comes and visits to buy shoes and accessories. You can buy bags.
Exactly, and I think like getting all that would be so much cooler if it was in shops. Like I get it, like it's limited time. You can only buy it like once every other month or something.
Like I agree with you. Like part of me thinks that those like I get it. Like for example, someone like Sahara, because she is a camel, and I understand that camels travel a lot. So I'm not really that kind of person that would want a rug shop. But it would be nice to have something similar to how the Able Sisters have it. You know what I mean? So that, like with Label, there is the Able Sisters shop, but Label is still there and she's still doing something that kind of aids that shop, if that makes sense. So as you said, I do want to see more shops. Like I want Kix to have a shop, but I also want him to sell on the market. You know what I mean? Like I want there to be a lot more going on around resident services in the plaza because cool, KK, that's cool. I get to see him every once in a while. Or, I see CJ or I see whoever, but it's like there's not much. It feels very empty. So I'm hoping Nintendo, with the frequent updates, put this stuff in. Maybe give us some more like upgrades for our houses. I also want to see villagers upgrade their houses as well because
that would be nice.
Yeah, because it's like going into one house and I see, like, for example, Hazel, my favorite villager, she doesn't have a bed. Or like I give her a shit ton of stuff and she doesn't have enough space to.
She doesn't sleep.
Well, I would imagine probably not. But or she sleeps on the floor.
She doesn't need sleep because she doesn't need a blanket because she has the brow.
The eyebrow. You know what? When I speak to her,
keeps her warm.
She ends every sentence with "uni wow." She always references her eyebrow. So she's like, oh, instead of saying wow, that's amazing, she'll be like uni wow. And I was like, well, you know what, Hazel? You're like my favorite villager because of that. And never shave your eyebrow. But I want to see that kind of stuff. I want to see more stuff to do. I want to see like other villagers come in frequently, like people like Gulliver. Like that's cool. I like Gulliver, and I like when he sends us cool shit and getting like that. Like I want to see more events like that.
I honestly wish there were more villagers at the campsite because like there's a villager at the campsite like every 3 days or something. And I'm like, dude, like I wasted my space for that and there's no one there. Like just come on. You know what I mean?
Another thing is that I want them to expand the amount of villages you can have on an island.
Yeah,
because I don't know how many
cool.
villages could you have in a New Leaf. How many people was it?
I really don't know because the thing is I don't think I've played that far.
Okay, because I think in New Horizons the max is 10 at the moment.
Yep.
New Leaf, the maximum number of villages is 10. Okay.
It's probably always going to be 10.
But I want more. I want like 20 villages because the maps are so much bigger. The Switch can handle it. And the fact that you will never see that many villagers at once. It's not like that you're going to see them all together. It's going to take them time. Like some will be at day, some will be at night. So I really want the ability to have more villagers.
15 would be cool though.
Yeah, 15, yeah. Even if it's not like 20. 15, it makes me feel that my village is... Because like my island is very compact. You haven't seen it yet. Not many people have, actually. It's just me and Georgina, like the only people on that village. But still, on the island... I've done it. I've designed it like London. You know how London is very packed together and like it's a grid system. So my island is split in 3 because I picked that island to begin with. So everyone is just in that first part of the island. The other parts are very wild. So I'm kind of still having to chop them down and like revitalize and put paths down. But it feels like nothing is going on, and that's my main concern with this game because a lot of people play these games for like years, right? People play this game like 5 years, 10 years, etc. So I'm hoping that they put in more stuff like that. And I know that there's going to be other events in the summer and events for Christmas probably as well. I would imagine like a Santa Claus arriving. Like I've already seen people fast forwarding, and the pine trees, I think they're pine trees, but like the pointy trees, the ones that look like Christmas trees, during Christmas time, instead of snow on the tree, they get like little baubles and like tinsel and stuff, which is cool. Like I want to see more stuff like that, and I want to see like Nook do other shit. Like I just want like a life. It's time for a final ad break, don't you? This episode of the podcast is brought to you by JList. Yes, that JList. Go and visit them for all your needs. If you need import games from Japan that you can only get in Japan, JList has it. Nendroids, JList got them. Anime merchandise, JList has it. JList has everything, including manga, gaming, anime merch, Japanese cosplay, homeware goods from Japan. I've even seen a kotatsu there as well. So JList literally has anything you want from Japan. It's on JList. You just need to type it in. They've even got adult goods. And if you're kind of afraid of buying that kind of stuff, they've got you covered literally and figuratively with their anonymous shipping service. So no one needs to know what's inside the boxes. They get put into like plain cardboard boxes. If you do want to support the show and everything that we do here on the podcast, make sure you go to www.getalivepodcast.com/JList and use the code GALP at checkout for 5% off your entire order. And you can keep on using that code again and again and again for all of your shopping on JList. And that code also includes pre-orders, so, just use it. Use it if you want that new Nico figurine, or if you wanted a nice pair of cat tights. I don't know what you buy, and I'm not judging. I personally use JList. I've used them before, and so if you want to learn more about JList, go to that episode of the podcast, check it out, see what it is. It's a pretty wholesome company. I really do love them, and I'm glad that they're sponsoring. And we wanted to go for sponsors that are very appropriate to the gaming and anime and Japanese culture in general. And we thought no one's better than JList at that. Yeah, we're not going to come up with some random sponsors that make no difference to you guys and stuff that you don't want to buy. Remember, go to getalivepodcast.com/JList. Use the code GALP at checkout for 5% off on everything in your basket, including pre-orders. Thank you, JList, for sponsoring this episode of the podcast. And we are back. One final thing I want to say is that, do you think you're going to be playing this game for a long time, or do you think it's just going to be this year and then that's the end of that? Because if they don't add these updates and if they don't add more into the game, I don't think I'll be playing it much longer than June.
I mean, it depends on the people that play it, really, but I can see them putting out updates for at least a year. At least a year, yeah. Maybe even more.
Because they did say that updates will be free, and like if they add like DLC, it will be free and stuff. So it's not going to be like Pokemon with their season pass, that kind of bullshit. But
and here's also the thing is also that for several years they've been working on this, right? And all the fans were asking for it like crazy. Like I've seen so many people like, "Where's Animal Crossing? Where's Animal Crossing?" And like that was since New Leaf came out, and it was like, I don't know, a year after New Leaf was out, people were asking for a new console game, and then it's like, now it's out. I doubt that they'll just be like, well, yeah, the game's out now, so bye.
Yeah, no, I mean, that'll be a dick move from Nintendo, and to be honest with you, there's not much other stuff that they're working on. There might be like a lot of people like, oh, they're going to be remaking a lot of the Super Mario games, like Paper Mario, like basically all of the 3D Mario games are going to be coming to the Switch.
Yeah,
that's a rumor that I've
right?
heard. So, to be honest with you, I don't think we're gonna get other stuff from Nintendo, at least first party wise, other than the Mario thing for the 35th anniversary of Mario. But I think they have time to work on Animal Crossing, a lot of time. Yeah, and to be honest with you, but I mean at this time specifically because everyone's stuck at home, a lot of these game developers are stuck at home as well. So it makes me think that even if they wanted to put like those little updates out there, especially in the case of the eggs and making sure that there's not too many eggs falling and stuff, I don't think they can do that. Like at least general bug fixes, I don't think they have the ability to do at the moment.
Well, to be honest, they already brought out like 3 new versions of the game.
Well, I mean, that was kind of before this whole commotion, at least in Japan, because now it's like if I'm not mistaken, Japan's finally getting serious and like telling people to stay at home and all sorts. So before that, people were just walking on the street, going to theme parks and shit. But yeah, I don't want to get politically charged or anything like that. But I'm just hoping the game gets a lot better. Like for me, I would say the game is kind of like an 8 out of 10, a 9 out of 10. But if they don't add more features, then it's not going to be worth my playtime. There's so many other good games out already. Persona 5 Royal, Final Fantasy Remake, that kind of stuff. So it's like my time is split between all these games. That's just how it is, unfortunately. Yeah, I think that's the end of this episode, Jacob. Finally, I just want to thank our sponsors, Japan Crate. If you go to getalifepodcast.com/Japan Crate, use the code GALP and you get yourself $3 off your next crate. Remember, Japan Crate is filled with awesome Japanese snacks and goodies, and I believe you get like a Kit Kat pack, Japanese Kit Kats, exclusively every crate, which is awesome. And to help you, hopefully, from boredom during this quarantine, why not sign up for Crunchyroll? Go to www.crunchyroll.com/kunai. You get yourself 14 days free Crunchyroll Premium. Sign up for the 14 days. And if you want, maybe cancel it if you don't like it. Up to you, but I know you won't because everyone loves anime. And finally, if you're a weeb like me and you love some stuff from Japan, you want to get some import stuff, some figurines, Nendos, all this kind of awesome stuff, go to JList. So if you go to getlifepodcast.com/J-list and use the code GALP once again, you get yourself 5% off everything on JList. That's including pre-orders. Remember also, if there's some other stuff you want to buy from JList, more adult stuff, they also do the anonymous shipping service. So they put it in like a plain box so no one knows what's inside there, which is kind of good. People won't think that you're a sick person, I guess. Yeah, hopefully you guys have enjoyed this episode of the podcast. Remember, if you want to follow us on Twitter, our Twitter page is @GetALifePodcast. In addition to that, there is going to be links to our Discord page. Maybe you want to join it. Let's talk about anime, let's talk about gaming, let's talk about Animal Crossing if you want. I'm hoping people will kind of jump in on the Discord and like trade shit and be like, oh, I've got this recipe, do you want it, and this and that. So that's my main goal for it at the moment. And yeah, Jacob, where could people find you?
You can find me on Twitter. I'm supposing Bish will link my ad as soon as the episode is out.
Alright, well, Dave, I'll be linking Jacob's Twitter. You can find him on Twitter, and he's also on our Discord as well. Yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode, and we will see you next week. Hopefully, we're getting other people on. So last week we had Nathan. I believe next week we will be having Matthew Sainsbury from Digitally Downloaded. We are going to talk about... What were we going to talk about? We were going to talk about the next generation of consoles, as well as what we think Koei are going to be doing for the launch of the PS5. I'm not going to get too much into it, but I think I have a suspicion that there is going to be a new Dynasty Warriors or Dynasty Warriors game, as well as a new Samurai Warriors game. We might just get 2 games at launch. We'll have to wait and see about that. And I think the week after that, we are going to have some voice actors on, hopefully, fingers crossed. So stick around for the awesome content that we're going to be producing. We are working very hard to produce weekly content from now on. So we want you guys to subscribe on iTunes and to subscribe on Spotify as well. If you guys want episodes on YouTube, we'll try our best to put these episodes also on YouTube. So, bye guys.
Bye.